Have you recently noticed that your elbow pain has been getting worse and worse? Does shaking hands with someone cause elbow pain? How about twisting the lid off a jar? In this video, you'll learn 5 steps to erase your outer elbow pain, especially if you have outer elbow pain when straightening your arm, you have outer elbow pain when you bend your arm, you have outer elbow pain when you bench press, you have outer elbow pain after lifting weights. Now let's first start out with a short elbow anatomy lesson. Your elbow is one of the largest hinge joints in your body. It can extend and flex your arm 180 degrees. Your elbow is held together at the joint by 3 ligaments which connect to your 2 arm bones. Muscles and tendons also come together and attach at your elbow to help with support and stability. For the purpose of this video on outer elbow pain, you should know that the major tendon which attaches on the outside of your elbow at the lateral epicondyle is known as the common extensor tendon. Your common extensor tendon and muscles help you extend and straighten your arm, plus control movements of your wrist, hand, and fingers. When you start to experience pain on the outside of your elbow, it is this common extensor tendon that is usually damaged, strained, inflamed, or torn. Now let's talk about outer elbow pain when you straighten your arm. What happens to the muscles in your forearm when you straighten your arm is that they get longer and extend. If you have any sort of tear or inflammation in your extensor forearm muscles or tendon, you will experience pain in the outside of your elbow. Tears in your extensor tendon or muscles most likely occurred due to performing a repetitive task using your affected arm. Does your job, hobby, or favorite sport perhaps involve holding an object in your hand with a tight grip to perform some sort of task? For example, painters using a paintbrush all day long. Holding a paintbrush requires a tight grip, plus you are constantly extending and bending your wrist. It's easy to see how this sort of repetitive action could cause a small tear in your extensor muscles or tendon, resulting in outer elbow pain. Perhaps you are suffering from outer elbow pain when bending your arm. Possible reason for this could be that you fractured your arm. Have you had a bad fall, received some sort of blunt force trauma to your elbow? Maybe twisted your elbow beyond its normal range of motion within the past 24 hours. If you have a fractured arm, here are some signs to watch out for. Inability to use your arm as you did before your injury. Numbness in the hand and fingers of your affected arm. A decrease in your arm's normal range of motion. A visible lump or deformity near the elbow or location of the fracture. Perhaps you are experiencing outer elbow pain when working out or after you work out, especially when doing the bench press exercise. Now, the bench press exercise has always been the benchmark when it comes to defining one's true strength and power. The problem is that many people do this exercise incorrectly, which can cause injury to not only your outer elbow, but to your rotator cuff as well. Now, you most likely only experience outer elbow pain when your elbow goes past a 90-degree angle. Am I right? There's no need to go past a 90-degree angle or bring the bar all the way down to your chest. To minimize your outer elbow pain when performing the bench press, ensure that your elbow is at a 90-degree angle when you bring the bar down and you press it back up. Check to ensure that your wrists are straight and not bent forwards or backwards. Keep your back flat on the floor. Keep your back flat on the bench, don't arch, and feet flat on the floor. This is the optimal position for maximum drive and less strain on the outer elbow ligaments and tendons. So what does this all add up to and mean for you? What is outer elbow pain really a sign of? Tennis elbow. Before you shut down this video and think I'm completely bonkers, you must hear me out on this because tennis elbow rarely happens to tennis players. The most likely reason you have pain on the outside of your elbow is because you are suffering from the number one repetitive strain injury that affects the elbow, tennis elbow. Now I know this because I too suffered from tennis elbow for over 7 years, and I know exactly what you are going through. The most common signs and symptoms of tennis elbow is pain, swelling, and a burning sensation on the outside of your elbow. It's as simple as that. So now that you know that you have tennis elbow, what is the best way to first stop your elbow pain, and secondly, start the healing process from tennis elbow? Let me tell you that healing and recovering can be done from the comfort of the chair you are sitting on right now. Forget going back and forth to doctors or physical therapy, which will cost you a small fortune. You can self-treat your tennis elbow injury at your own pace, in the comfort of your own home, and all it takes are 5 simple steps. Click on the link at the bottom of this page, or on the button to the right, where a short video will reveal the 5 simple steps on how to cure and treat tennis elbow at home.